Jeremy Doku was the last addition to Manchester City's summer transfer window. Renowned for his speed and dribbling abilities, Doku was brought in to inject some excitement into Pep's championship-winning team. But how good is he really? And what does he bring to the treble holders? Doku left a lasting impression when he broke into the Anderlecht first team at just 16 years old in November 2018. Less than 2 years later, Rennes made him their club record signing. His promising first season in France earned him a call-up to Robert Martinez's Belgium squad for the rescheduled Euro 2020 tournament. Surprisingly, Doku started against Finland in the group stage and again against Italy in the quarterfinals. Although Belgium lost that game, Doku made a notable impact by completing 8 dribbles, a record for a teenager in the tournament's available data. In the previous season, Doku scored 7 goals and provided 5 assists in 35 appearances, although only 16 of those were as a starter. Rennes manager Bruno Genesio didn't always trust Doku to begin games, but recognized his potential impact coming off the bench at the very least. Throughout his career, Doku has mainly played as a right winger, but has also been deployed on the left. At Rennes, he was typically utilized as a winger, frequently placed in one-on-one situations with the opposition's fullback. This is arguably his greatest strength, but it would be a mistake to assume that it's his only strength. In terms of his overall playing style, Doku is a touchline winger who places a strong emphasis on his speed and technical skills to outmaneuver opponents one-on-one. He tends to stick close to the touchline, but is adept at dribbling both inside and outside, using his physicality to withstand challenges and fend off defenders. Notably, he frequently makes direct runs behind the defense, seeking opportunities to take shots or penetrate the opposition's last line, displaying characteristics of a more direct winger. Moreover, Doku is not confined to staying high up the field. He also drops deeper to receive the ball and impact various phases of the game. He moves into the half spaces to receive passes and collaborate with his teammates. Contrary to the common perception of Doku as a primarily one-on-one specialist, this assessment is somewhat limited. Doku's playing style is more diverse, as he combines his technical ability to navigate through groups of players with the capability to make penetrating runs or pose a threat during transition phases. From a technical perspective, Doku exhibits a commendable level of ball control. He is adept at maneuvering the ball in tight spaces and boasts an excellent first touch, allowing him to effectively handle long switches of play. However, Doku's large frame and physical profile can sometimes be a hindrance, leading to occasional instances where he appears a bit clunky, especially when the ball gets trapped under his feet. Additionally, while dribbling, he may occasionally push the ball too far ahead of himself. Despite these limitations, he remains a technically proficient player, emphasizing that he is still a work in progress. Furthermore, Doku demonstrates the ability to strike the ball clearly with both feet, enhancing his goal-scoring potential and enabling him to consistently deliver crosses into the box. Nevertheless, his ball striking is not flawless. There are moments when he may overhit or miss timed crosses, especially when using his left foot while positioned on the left wing. Doku's ball control and manipulation enable him to navigate around opponents both inside and outside, whether in proximity to the goal or along the touchline. He has the capacity to take a touch and maneuver on either side of players, often fixing opposition fullbacks in their positions. His explosive burst over short distances, coupled with his physical attributes, supports this ability. In terms of physicality, Doku possesses robust upper body strength, which aids him in retaining possession when receiving the ball with his back to the goal or in tight spaces. He can utilize this strength not only during one-on-one situations, but also to hold the ball up in confined areas closer to the goal. Doku's intelligence shines through in how he masterfully employs his body to deceive and manipulate opponents. He not only uses his body to outwit and outmaneuver players in one-on-one scenarios, but also employs it to navigate through large clusters of players, whether during transition phases or near the goal. This attribute makes him a viable asset for breaking down low defensive blocks and often leads him to drawing fouls in certain matches. Another notable advantage of Doku's speed and explosiveness is his effectiveness in transition play. He can receive the ball while facing away from the opponent and cover significant ground in a short span, all while being technically skilled enough to outmaneuver any remaining defenders. Having such transition threats in your attacking lineup is a crucial element for a top team, ensuring they don't become overly reliant on possession-based tactics to create scoring opportunities. Furthermore, Doku's physicality equips him to handle loose touches and compete for both first and second balls effectively. When Manchester City resorts to long passes, Doku can control the ball and manage it well, but he also demonstrates quick recovery if he doesn't succeed. Additionally, he possesses the technical finesse to bring under-control passes from teammates, using his sturdy frame to shield opposition players while gaining control of the ball. Having both Doku and Haaland, two physically strong players in the forward line who can vie for first and second balls while also posing threats in transition, greatly contributes to the attacking balance and versatility of the team. In essence, Doku adds to Manchester City's pool of physically dominant players. Doku displays a diverse range of attacking preferences when taking on the opposition. While he excels in isolated one-on-one situations against opposing fullbacks, utilizing his pace and physicality to beat his markers, his approach is not as one-dimensional as it may seem. Doku possesses a keen understanding of spatial dynamics and the positioning of his teammates. He actively seeks opportunities to collaborate with players operating in the half spaces. Instead of exclusively staying wide on the touchline, he often drops deeper to receive the ball. He frequently engages in rotations with central midfielders or shifts inward when a fullback makes overlapping runs. However, his creative passing still requires refinement, as his delivery can be raw. He occasionally struggles with the weight of his passes and occasionally makes suboptimal pass selections, despite having strong spatial awareness. Additionally, Doku consistently makes runs in behind the defense, offering more than just his ability to excel in isolated one-on-one situations. He can use his body to outmaneuver a defender and receive the ball while facing away from the goal, which proves valuable, especially when dueling with defenders along the last defensive line. Furthermore, he displays an excellent sense of spatial awareness, enabling him to identify pockets of space between the lines for receiving passes or execute well-timed runs behind a defensive line. In terms of ball retention, Doku's physical attributes prevents him from being easily dispossessed. Additionally, he displays a good level of security when in control of the ball, avoiding the tendency to rely solely on his pace to beat defenders. Instead, he often opts to recycle the ball, contributing to sustained pressure. However, he isn't flawless. There are moments when he attempts to cut inside and dribble through multiple lines of opposition pressure. Nevertheless, when he does lose the ball, Doku doesn't hesitate to engage in aggressive pressing and counter-pressing, putting in the effort to regain possession. However, Doku's decision-making, particularly in the final third, can be questionable. On occasion, he tends to lower his head and take a shot when it would be wiser to maintain possession. When in proximity to the goal, he should focus on raising his head more frequently, improving his overall awareness, and enhancing his decision-making skills. At Manchester City, Doku is expected to be utilized in a similar fashion as he was at Rennes, primarily as a right winger who hugs the touchline and consistently engages in one-on-one situations. In a sense, he could be seen as the figure tasked with filling the void left by Mahrez, one of the most skilled players in Premier League history. Replacing Mahrez is undoubtedly a challenging undertaking, as the Algerian was more dominant than the Belgian in terms of attacking and passing abilities, while Doku excels in defensive contributions and dribbling skills. In his initial appearances wearing the Manchester City shirt, Doku exhibited glimpses of his most notable strengths. During his debut, he successfully executed 7 dribbles and demonstrated versatility by playing on both flanks. Additionally, he displayed a strong work rate on the defensive end, amassing 4 interceptions and 6 recoveries. In his second match against West Ham, Doku made a resounding introduction to the rest of the Premier League by scoring City's first goal shortly after halftime. He also played a pivotal role in City's challenging Champions League away victory over Leipzig, contributing to a goal and an assist after coming off the bench. While Doku is still a young player with much to learn, he is now under the guidance of one of the world's best football coaches, offering exciting prospects for his development. What do you believe is his ceiling? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, check out the story on how Julian Alvarez became the perfect player for Pep Guardiola in this video next.